So what we got here today is an American carrier that has never been featured before in Scale 500, and with a single-aisle aircraft, specifically the A319, so quite exciting, and thanks to the great prices of the FMV shop I'm able to show you this model. But the question of the day is, has it got the Spirit? And with that, hello and welcome to a new episode of Review, where we today will take a closer look at an Airbus A319-100 of Spirit Airlines. At the front of the box we have a cutout so we can get a glimpse of the aircraft model inside, and on top of the box we have the Spirit Airlines branding. The backside of the box, unfortunately, yet another Herpa Wings box disaster, so the only thing of interest here is simply the fact that this is a limited edition. And here she is, the Airbus A319 in the current standard livery of Spirit Airlines. The very first time this airline is featured in Scale 500, and that in a rather uncertain time for the Spirit Airlines brand, as the airline is kind of being taken over by JetBlue, although that still needs to be approved by authorities. One thing that is, however, certain is the fact that the aircraft type, so the A319, will be faded out by the airline by 2025. So the big question now is, of course, is this aircraft model worth our money and time with all these things going on behind the scenes? Well, the best way to find out is simply by taking a closer look at it, and as always we start our tour around the aircraft model with a look at the tail section. Here on the vertical stabilizer we find the Spirit Airlines branding. On the fuselage we then find the full registration code of the aircraft and the flag of the United States of America. Towards the very tail of the aircraft we then of course also have a bit of detailing around the APU exhaust. At the front of the aircraft and across the fuselage we then again have the Spirit branding, and we do also find a few static ports, but that's pretty much it, except underneath the cockpit windows where we have the aircraft type specification. And that leads us straight to the cockpit section itself. Here we then have the cockpit windows with the window wipers, and that's all the printed details we get here. The physical detailing of the cockpit, the shape of the nose, I think is okay. Although, it is still not really looking like an A319, but this is as close as we get with Herpa nowadays. The engine nacelles have been kept in the same bright yellow color as most of the fuselage and have the silver leading edge, some safety relevant markings, and the Spirit.com web address printed on. We also have some lovely physical detailing on these engines, especially here from the back, but also from the front, where we very nicely can see the engine fan blades. Then on the fuselage, just above the wings, we have the emergency exit printed on, which leads us straight to the wings, which we should also take a closer look at. And here we find on the top side the different flap slats and spoilers have been carved out very nicely. We have some different shades of grey for additional detailing, and the marking for the emergency exit printed on as well. The underside of the wings offers us some more nice physical detailing, including the lovely pylons. And of course we also have the wingtip fences, and again nicely colored in with this bright yellow color. One thing I don't like, or rather don't understand, however, is why the wings have a different angle every time you buy an A320 family aircraft model from Herpa Wings. Here we have the A319 and the last two A320s released from Herpa Wings, and none of them are identical. It's the same aircraft family type, they should be the same angle, but they aren't, and that's annoying. Where Herpa consistently, however, is doing a better job is with the main landing gear, which is the standard landing gear they use for all A320 family aircraft models. And since we are talking consistency, where Herpa is consistently terrible is with the front landing gear, which is massively oversized and ruins the overall look of the aircraft model. And it doesn't help that we are missing printed details here either. And then finally we find the cargo doors have been printed on as well, here at the back of the aircraft and here at the front of the aircraft. So there we have it, the Airbus A319-100 in the current standard livery of Spirit Airlines from Herpa Wings in scale 1 to 500, and what can we say about this aircraft model? It is almost irony that just a few days after the model was officially released by Herpa Wings, the airline announced to retire this aircraft type by 2025. Still, I think it is nice that Herpa has managed to get a Spirit Airlines aircraft model released in Scale 500, and I would like to applaud them for that. We all know how much they are struggling in getting new licenses. The model itself unfortunately does suffer from the usual Herpa issues with the A320 family aircraft models, and that means the cockpit shape being barely recognizable from an A319 and also completely inconsistent. The massively oversized front landing gear doesn't help, and that we constantly are getting A320 family aircraft models with differently angled wings is annoying, especially considering that the wings themselves actually look really great on this aircraft model. But let me just quickly specify the thing with the angled wings. I'm not saying that the angle of the wings on this model is wrong. I'm just saying that it is different every time we get an aircraft model from Herpa Wings, and that is annoying me. But ultimately the question is this model worth having in one's collection? And for the official retail price of 28 euros, certainly not. But if you can get it cheaper, then I would say sure. I mean, at least it is a very colorful dot in everyone's collection. And with that, we have reached the end of today's episode. If you have enjoyed this video, then feel free to leave a like, and of course, if you are new around here, why not hit subscribe? With that, thank you very much for watching. Hope to see you soon again. I'm checking out, and bye.